In 1941, the Aztec men's basketball team won the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics Championship in Kansas City. Harry Hodgetts, a member of that national championship team, sat down with current Aztec point guard DJ Gay and assistant coach Brian Dutcher to talk about those glory days.
Times has obviously changed since you've been playing. Could you let me know how it was like, playing in that kind of environment back in the years that you played? How were the fans? What was the environment like around San Diego, being a student athlete? Could you let me know how that was like for you?
Well, I think we were certainly blessed here. Needless to say, the facility in which we played was very small. In fact, now it was the women's gym. Outstanding floor, but I think it probably seated on both sides maybe 1,500 people. But when we became rather successful, let's say, and had quite a few interesting home games here, tickets were tough to come by. And in those days, they played a freshman team game with the opposition. It was one game to start the evening, and then the varsity game came later. But if you didn't have a ticket by 6 o'clock, you couldn't get in.
Must have been an amazing environment.
They really became very popular. Basketball became very popular at that time in San Diego because of the Aztecs and the two outstanding basketball games you could come and watch on Friday and Saturday. Because those days many times you played Friday night first with a visiting team and then repeated again on Saturday.
Yeah, because of travel. You wouldn't play two different teams like we do now. You play the same team twice.
Right at the bottom of the Depression, there wasn't a lot of money to spend on sports activities in those days.
Well, how do you, I noticed the championship game, the score was, kind of low, due to no shot clock. How do you feel the college game has changed since?
Tremendously. That was a different style basketball played in those days. And teams were smaller than they are now, and they were not, in those days, not the outstanding athletes that they are today. We were credited with being a pretty fast team, used a fast break offense every opportunity we had, and that became pretty popular. But by and large, it was a set game of sorts. You have the ball on offense, there's a set defense that's going to play against you for the most part. And it can either be a man for man or a zone, but they used a lot of zone defenses in those days because it was such by comparison, a slow game.
Yeah, no three-point shot.
No three-point.
No shot clock.
No shot clock.
So if you got any kind of a lead at all, like 4 to 6 points late, you would just hold the ball and have to run offense and move the ball.
Well, yeah, unless there's an opportunity for a fast break, something like that, then you go.
Right. Did you guys happen to have any kind of rival team or anything like that?
Well, there was not, well, I wouldn't say a conference, but in Southern California would have been Long Beach and Santa Barbara and San Jose, and we also played BYU and a team from Arizona. I can't think were on our schedule in those days.
Could you tell me what was like the mentality of an athlete during that time period? I know a lot of athletes now come into college, thinking professional basketball and maybe sometimes sports first, school second. What was that like? What was the mentality of being an athlete during that time period?
For the most part, they were good students because you had to maintain eligibility in order to play.
Right.
If you had a desire to play, you did well in school.
That hasn't changed. Same thing here.
Right.
What about, Harry, what were the professional opportunities for basketball players at that time?
Were no
No professional basketball.
This is all before the NC2A and the NBA. I think the NC2A came into being in mid 1984, 85, something that, and that all this activity, needless to say, was well before that.
So you're playing for the love of the game.
Indeed.
What was one of your most memorable moments? I know the championship had to be won, but being a college athlete, being successful. I know walking around campus, a lot of people must have knew you and stuff. What was your most memorable moment?
Well, needless to say, in those days it was a very small campus. I think. I'm guessing here at this moment, but I think the student body during the time we played finally got up to about 4,000 students compared to your 30,000.
Yeah.
Right.
You have a lot more people to choose from.
What did you major in, Harry? What did you study when you were here at San Diego State?
Economics degree,
Economics.
College of Arts and Letters.
What was your favorite basketball moment? Winning the championship?
Yes, I'd have to say it was. It was that. After all, we were fortunate in having done well in the tournament to start with. We were invited in 1939, 40 era, and went all the way to the championship game and lost by 1 point. And the result of that, we were invited back the next year and went all the way to the finals again and lost in the final game. And then the third year, we were fortunate enough to win it. But that was a tournament that was organized, I think in maybe 1937 by the gentleman who invented, if you will, the game of basketball. And he started a tournament in 1937 and drawing a few college championship teams, conference champions, to play basketball in Kansas City. That's how we happened to be invited and go back there to play.
After winning the championship and you came back, everybody's excited. What was that like for you? Were people waiting for you? What was the environment like after winning the championship?
The city certainly became excited, and needless to say, we traveled by train. So it's, when our train came into the depot here, there was an absolute mob of people, and very refreshingly, somebody had created a very large sign that was painted that said, "Third time's a charm."
That's right, and it was.